We live in a world today where so many people will do whatever it takes to get attention, or to be seen as a good person in a specific person's eyes. And it's very problematic, as it makes everyone so unreliable and two-sided that we stop wanting to be around them. And I know this because it happens to me constantly. I'm at the age, and I'm at the time in my life where I have to rely a lot on friends. And I spend a lot of time with my friends. Sometimes it's not that I want to, sometimes it's just that I have to. Um, And the problem with this is that you really can't rely on them. You can't rely on any of your friends because realistically, everyone is incredibly different. Everyone believes in different things. But the idea of trying to look like a good person in people's eyes just makes some of your friends unreliable. Just makes people switch up. And I'll give y'all a great example. I've had many friends over forever just switch up on me completely or act an entirely different way around someone else. And it's this idea that makes us start to dislike people and start to not want to be around them as much. And it's a completely fair thing. And it teaches us a very valuable lesson that the only person we can truly rely on is ourselves. Because not everyone else will know what you want or do what you want because they don't know your intentions or the way you think or the way you are. We're all different as human beings. But just because we're different doesn't justify the fact of switching up or acting different around certain people purely so you look like a half decent person. I'm gonna give you guys a great example here. I had a friend. Well, no, I had a classmate because friends are forever. And me and this classmate, we used to talk a lot. I originally even intended to have a video with him on here, but honestly, just a couple days ago, even he completely switched up on me. And it's that experience and the ones before that just show me how inconsistent people are in showing up in what they believe and going through with their opinions. And yes, it is sometimes a subconscious thing, but a lot of times it isn't. A lot of times people will say something purely to get the attention of someone else or to make someone look bad for fun. And it's things like this that just show how much our society is honestly collapsing. It just shows how much, especially my generation, is just incredibly doomed. That's all I can really say. But I don't want this video to be about that, and instead I want it to be about how you need to rely on yourself more rather than continue seeking the affection and the attention of others that, although yeah, it might make life a little easier, it's not who you truly are. I kind of gave up on trying to be friends with everyone and trying to have real friends a while ago because you need to learn that some things in life will just come to you naturally. There's many things in life that will happen whether or not you put your mind towards them. And while it also shows not to stress so much about anything, it tells you that you need to rely on being happy with yourself rather than being happy with how things are going, because the way things are going is never permanent. Change is always bound to happen. No matter how long it takes, change is bound to happen eventually. And this is the thing that people need to realize, and that switching up now will only do them harm. Switching up, acting different will only do harm, because it's not who you really are. Or if that was who you really were and you were acting different solely for the likes of someone, that's even worse. This leads me to another topic that I honestly would like to make a whole different thing on, but the topic of honesty being the most important thing we can have in life. Because if you're not honest, it's so much worse. There's texts I've gotten and things that I heard from people that were completely dishonest. And once I found that out, or sometimes I even knew before or at the time, it just hurts more. It's worse when you're not honest. Like, sure, okay, sometimes honesty is rude. Like if you're calling a fat person fat, sure, that's rude, but it's honest. I used to be quite the big guy myself, and it wouldn't have changed if nobody ever said anything, if nobody ever called me fat. So it's things like that you just got to take into accountability and be yourself and be that same self no matter who is around you. Because no matter what you do, there will always be at least one person who doesn't like you. And that is just the way life works, my friends. That is the way everything works. You cannot please everyone. You cannot please everyone. Sorry. And so for that reason, you just have to be yourself and stop switching up. And to those who also have experienced this of everyone just constantly switching up on them, and it's also just what life will probably be and will what always is. And so really learning to rely on yourself, really learning to find happiness in yourself is incredibly important. And sometimes happiness in yourself can come through the most sometimes happiness in yourself can come from the most unexpected things. The only reason I am so happy now is because I was like incredibly depressed so long ago. It's like you would never imagine it coming, but even though if there's a calm before the storm, there's a calm after the storm as well. So remember that whenever you're at the worst situation, when you're at rock bottom, the only way is to go up. It's the only place that God will take you, that life will take you. And so for that reason, don't rely on others. Rely on yourself. And although there are many fake people, just live with it. There's no need to complain because complaints will not change anything actually. If anything, will make things worse. But it's okay to be around a group of insufferable people, or to be around a group of fake people and just not say anything, because you really don't have to, because they probably know it internally as well. And it's that fact that it's very interesting because most people know that they're being fake and they don't really care. And I guess that's just how our minds work psychologically. But even so, we do need to learn uh, as people, just to stay true to who we are and to show what we believe in, and say what we say what we want to say instead of saying something else to make someone else happy when you think the exact opposite. Or maybe not the exact opposite, but you still don't think the same way. So take these into consideration. And the next time someone switches up on you, let it be, because the happiness you have in yourself should be 1,000 times greater than that. You're not going to have friendships that last forever. And if it doesn't last forever, it's for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Everything. But whether you believe it or not, it turns out to be true always. At least in my life. But that's all I really wanted to cover. I know the content is getting weird, but I decided to switch to Bee Swarm Simulator because I'm not the best at Minecraft. But I really do enjoy this game a lot. So I figured it'd be nice to switch. It's also pretty chill and it's not too difficult to watch. But for me, when I make these, it's more about the actual topic than the footage, right? I hope it's the same for you guys. But if not, that's all right. That'll be it today. Sorry for no uploads. I'm kind of losing passion. I don't really find it necessary to make these videos, but yeah, I'll I'll try to you know, find more ideas that I can drag, or not drag, but talk about for like over 3 minutes or over 5 minutes. So yeah, that'll be it for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. I love you all. I hope you love yourselves, and Jesus loves you. Peace out.